Hi everybody, I'm Kyle Kittleson.
And I'm Christina Macauley.
Thanks for joining us for another edition of Orange Slices.
This show is all about the great people, places, and things that make the OC such a terrific place to live.
That's right, slices of life, and we have some great stories lined up for you.
You know, we live in an area that was once mostly farmland, but today, land sells for top dollar and agriculture has been pushed out. But some of those hardworking farmers are still around, and we'll show you how they're bringing local food to our tables.
We'll also head over to a special garden in Westminster that's a little piece of heaven. The Heavenly Vintage Nursery is where a special woman's legacy carries on, helping others find comfort and healing.
But to start things off, here's a story that really hits the bullseye.
Okay, bullseye, targets, is it darts?
Nope, but you do have to take aim. Try again.
Okay, a shooting range.
No, not firearms. Think more primal.
A catapulting contest.
No, how'd you come up with that one? Definitely not catapulting, but this sport actually dates back even before the Middle Ages. Why don't you give it some more thought, and I'm gonna pop on over to Miles Square Park for the story. See you in a bit.
All right, well, you have fun and be careful with whatever you're aiming for over there. Oh, Miles Square. The park has a fantastic archery range. Bows and arrows. I get it now. Here's Christina with our first orange slice.
It's a sport that dates back to the dawn of history. The archery range at Miles Square Park has been here since the 70s, but a recent renovation has now turned the location into a world-class facility. It has something for every variety of archer, whether you're a hobbyist, a competitor, or just a beginner.
When we were going through the design process, we did work with members of the public and archery groups to get input and find out what features they would like to have in the archery range.
Archery runs the gamut, anywhere from just casual archers, like we have many here. We do have a lot of hunters that come out here.
Bows were first used in the Stone Age and remained an important hunting and military skill until the invention of firearms. Today, archery is an Olympic sport, and some Olympic hopefuls even train here. The range also hosts prestigious college competitions.
We had schools like Harvard to USC to Berkeley. I mean, all your big name schools that, you know, everybody's trying to get into.
But Miles Square is the perfect spot for beginners as well. Every weekend, the county offers free classes where you can learn all the basics.
Pull back, and then you don't want to spend a lot of time, you know, in this position. You just want to release it.
We provide for our classes everything. From your actual bow to the arrows, and also the arm guards, so you don't get slashed on the arm with your string, and also finger tabs, because there is a little bit of wear on your fingers if you pull on just the string itself. So we provide everything that the beginning archers would need to come out for the first archery class.
It's just a great family activity. It's a beautiful day. We went online to OC Parks and knew about this activity, and we wanted to do it as a family. So it's a great way to spend a Saturday morning.
Peter is here with his wife Jacqueline, son Jason, and daughter Juliet.
Having the structured environment and having OC Parks do the instruction and the safety aspects of the sport has been fantastic. So it's been a very good education for my children and myself. And they've done it before, so they were actually more knowledgeable about it than I was.
The instructors put safety first. And you may be surprised to learn that even though this sport involves shooting, archery has an excellent safety record.
It is one of the most safest sports out there. Believe it or not, it's one of the points I make out to the archers that come out for these classes is that I tell them, you can get hurt doing baseball, football, bowling, golf, but we have hardly any accidents that happen for any type of archery tournaments or anything like that.
The classes are taught by park rangers and ranger reserves.
Go ahead and draw back, and you're holding onto that string. You're not gonna release it super hard. You basically want to let it slide right off your finger.
And for them, the range is a unique job opportunity. When Maura Hay first signed up to be a reserve, she had no idea archery instruction would ever be part of the job.
I thought it would be parking control, doing interpretive programs, so doing hikes, special events. Never done archery before. It was always something that I wanted to learn. We found out about it through an email that we had an opportunity to take part in an instructor class.
In addition to the classes, the 24 inline shooting stations are open to the public at no charge every day from 7 a.m. to sunset. On this day, there's a group of archers in costume. They're part of an online narrative or computer fantasy game.
We have a narrative called the Guild of the Vow, which is just a fantasy narrative similar to like a D&D. So we're getting together to do that, but we thought we might physically get together and have a nice potluck. And we thought the best place to do it would be at this beautiful range at Miles Square Park, archery range, since most of us are archers.
For my job, I work on a computer all day, and like archery is a really nice outlet for me to kind of just get out and enjoy the air and get away from technology for a little bit.
In our narrative, my name is River Mist, and I am a peasant trader, craftsman from the river. So this is our garb from the river, and I craft bows and swords, and that's my trade.
My character is called Perlog the Shaman, and she is basically living in this place called Towering Trees, and she's kind of like the nature caretaker of this place. And so this is my costume for that.
Where we're going to shoot some targets that are painted up like minions. And we have some really neat prizes like bows and homemade targets.
It's actually really new. So this is our first event, and we're just getting together with some like close friends and family and like coworkers right now. And yeah, everyone's just really into craft and all that sort of thing. So it's fun.
As you can tell, we put a lot of effort. We have artists actually working, professional artists, and they've gotten together to help us put together banners, targets. We got a lot of craftspeople, local people, so we're hoping that it continues, and we might be doing it like twice a year.
We have all types of archers that come here. I know that the class that we taught today is basically for basic beginners that have never done it before, and that's what our classes are meant for during the weekend. But during the week and throughout the weekend, we have anywhere from brand new archers, first day archers, to Olympic hopefuls.
13-year-old Hannah could be an Olympic contender one day. She took her first shot when her dad brought home a makeshift bow.
Well, I've always really loved archery. When I was really little, he brought home this strip of wood, and then we tied it with twine, and I just shot sticks at the wall.
Now it's something father and daughter enjoy together.
It's more than a hobby.
He loves it more than me.
It's a sport, and she started first, and I decided, well, let's see how committed she is to it, and if she is, then I'm going to join her, and so that's where we're at.
They've been traveling to local competitions, and Hannah is already making a name for herself. But for now, the Olympics are just a dream.
At this point, I'm basically trying to do the best I can in school. I haven't really thought that far ahead, but that would be amazing. That would be really, really cool.
Check out class schedules and everything else the Miles Square Park Archery Range has to offer on the county website. Go to ocparks.com. That's ocparks.com.
You don't need a reservation at the range, but large groups are welcome to call ahead and reserve a spot. Okay, next, Christina has found a little piece of heaven. A special woman's legacy carries on here at the Heavenly Vintage Nursery.
Cottage Gardens bring the grace and charm of the old English countryside. But you'll find this beautiful collection of traditional flowers and plants tucked away on a small lot of land across from the Westminster Mall. When you enter the gates of Heavenly Vintage Nursery, it's like finding an oasis of peaceful serenity, a very different experience from your average retail nursery.
I think one of the main differences is that they carry plants that they can sell in a big volume, and they carry the plants that everybody knows about and wants. But the little heavenly nursery, and why I like this one, is that they carry the old-fashioned plants that you don't often see in the big box stores or nurseries.
But there's something else that distinguishes Heavenly from the rest. The roots of this garden date back to one woman's special mission. Mary Lou Hurd made it her life's work to share the healing powers of gardening. In 1985, she was a single mother struggling with depression when she asked a local homeowner for permission to garden on his property.
Mary Lou approached my grandfather, and it's been probably 30 years ago, and she asked if she could rent a little piece in his yard so she could make strawberry pots.
She sold the pots at the swap meet and continued to grow her business.
I remember early on, she made these really cool herb baskets, and she'd take baskets, put plastic in them, and then plant all different herbs. You've seen those, but they were just new and unique then, and people loved them, and she was selling so many of those.
As the little garden grew, Mary Lou was becoming a new person.
She just was super creative. She just had a way to make things happen with the nursery, and just her personality with the customers, and they loved her.
Well, I went to the swap meet looking for pots to grow some herbs in, and I met Mary Lou there, and she told me that the pot I was looking for, she didn't happen to have right there at the swap meet, but she told me she had a little nursery over here, and she told me where it was, and I said, well, I don't live too far from there. So I came and I fell in love with the nursery right away.
More than a business, over the years she created a place to connect with others and share her gift.
It's so fortunate that her love became that of many other people's, and it provided the same strength and happiness and good fortune for other people to have their plants in their yard become a comfort to them.
And little by little she took over the property, and little by little she turned this into just a gorgeous nursery, and then she got sick.
In her late 50s, Mary Lou was diagnosed with cancer. The emotional strength she found in her garden just wasn't enough to battle this deadly disease. She died 2 years later, but today her legacy carries on. The new owner, Gina Podel, had long admired Mary Lou.
About 20 years ago, I used to work across the street at Sears. I was a human resources manager, and I used to come here just to relax and get away from all the stress of hiring people and firing people.
After Mary Lou's death, she watched as the garden changed ownership and sadly deteriorated. She decided to take on the challenge of bringing the garden back to life.
And when I came, it was closed. And it was closed like 3 years ago at Christmas time. And I thought, oh, someone's going to open it up. It's a beautiful place. And I waited a year. And when I came back the next year, it was worse, and I couldn't see it because it was covered with weeds. And I convinced my husband, Dennis, to, hey, take a break. Let's try to do this. So he backed me up. He said, go for it.
Gina had taken on this monumental task, all while keeping her day job as a teacher in one of the Southland's toughest neighborhoods, South Central LA.
Very challenging, 20 teenagers, all with attitudes, and this is why you come to a nursery to distress from that, yeah. And the fun thing about gardening, you're never ever done, and there's always cleaning up that has to be done. But when you do it and you're finished, such a good feeling. This is my therapy and my exercise.
It's wonderful. I'm real happy that Gina took over this little patch of earth and has really developed it into a lovely little nursery.
I'm very thankful that it's still a nursery. It means a lot to me, and it meant a lot to everybody in my family that have passed and the ones that are still here, that it can still be a nursery.
And today, new things are happening in the garden. Gina brings in specialists for free classes on things like composting or how to use milkweed plants to attract monarchs to your garden. She also hosts educational lectures, such as the vital role of bee pollination for our plants and food.
Gina is bringing all these things of knowledge and education into this little community here, which is good not just for adults, but for their children and grandchildren, and I like that.
And just for fun, on the first Saturday of the month, Gina hosts a garden date night.
The sun goes down, we light up the candles, they bring the wine bottles, we light up the fires, and the flowers at nighttime, at twilight, they're just beautiful. You don't see the weeds, you don't see the brown, you just see beautifulness.
The little garden started with a mission, and now Heavenly continues that purpose, providing a unique pathway to emotional well-being.
It's like life. You plant a seed and you nurture it, and it grows and develops into something beautiful, and you hope your life does the same thing.
So this is my therapy. It's way cheaper than going to a counselor and let go of your problems. I come here, I dig in the soil, I get my hands dirty, I plant, I clean. It's a way of letting it all go. And I don't think I'm the only one in this world that needs that. And there's not that many places like this anymore, so let other people come and enjoy it.
Learn more about the free community events by finding the Heavenly Vintage Nursery on Facebook or call 714-890-5511. That's 714-890-5511.
Now for our final orange slice, we take a look at how hardworking farmers make it possible for people in the OC to buy local and eat fresh. Let's catch up with Christina at the farmer's market.
No matter where you live in Orange County, there's a farmer's market not too far away. Throughout the week, local farmers set up shop in different locations. The newest one is here in the parking lot of the Westminster Mall. Customers who shop these markets know this is as fresh as it gets.
You're getting it as it gets sweeter on the trees, it gets you sweeter and sweeter, or you have more shelf life. When it gets to market here, you can go home and put it in the fridge and hold it for a month. Or the grocery store ones may have been in a packing house for a week or two prior.
When you go to the grocery store, if you don't know what you're looking at, you have to pick up that package and look really close. You don't know if it's even grown in the United States.
Mostly because the produce is fresh and there's no preservatives. And also because I like to patronize my local farmers and growers and entrepreneurs. I live here and I want to patronize the people who live here.
It's a chance to meet the farmers and gain a real appreciation of what it takes to bring food to the table.
It's very hard. You gotta like what you do. You gotta know what you're doing. It's an everyday thing. There's something always to do.
It seems like hard work, from going out in the fields and having to pick this stuff to having to load to drive down here.
People just drive by a field and they think it looks so tranquil and easy, but we have so many challenges that we deal with. Every single year we have numerous new invasive pests that come into Orange County that challenge our ability, A, to either produce a viable crop, or secondly, in many cases more important, be able to take the crops that we produce and ship them outside of the county due to quarantine issues because of these new invasive pests.
In California, the strict rules and regulations make it tough on farmers, but that also means customers get the highest quality guaranteed.
With all that oversight, you can rest assured we have some of the finest integrity of knowing exactly what is or what shouldn't be and isn't on your produce, so you can have great confidence that you have no illegal pesticides or problems with your produce that you're buying here at the farmer's market.
If we can at least eliminate as many of the pesticides and things in our food, and just know where it came from. Not to mention, I want to support our local economy. I mean, stuff you go to the grocery store, it comes from Chile, Brazil, that's why we get fruit all year long, but what are they doing with it down there? I mean, even here, we have regulations that we're not real happy with, and there's no regulations. So whatever they're putting on the food, we're putting that straight in our bodies, and that's just not healthy.
Local crops have changed over the years. In a county named for oranges, there aren't many orange groves left. Citrus farmers like Jimmy Moreno have gone inland where the land is more affordable.
Well, they gobbled up all the land for housing, and that land got too expensive for fruit and vegetables and stuff.
The farming community in Orange County, as you can imagine, every day you drive up and down the freeway, you can see new tracts of ground that 5 years ago, 3 years ago, were being farmed are no longer available.
Another challenge local growers face is a problem statewide, the California drought.
You go up into the Central Valley of California, and there are many people that are actually pulling permanent crops, citrus, almonds, various crops out of the ground because out of their whole farming operation they don't have enough water.
A lot of the citrus growers will stump their trees to 4.5 to 5 feet. They'll paint them so they don't blister, and they will wait for the rains to come, so it only takes a small amount of water to keep them alive than having fruit and flowers on the tree. So what they'll do is they'll knock them down to 4 to 6 feet and save them until the water comes back.
But that can mean years without a cash crop. Today's farmers have to be innovative. In Orange County, many have turned to interim use.
Many of our growers will go out, and if they can find a 5-acre, a 2-acre, a 3-acre parcel of ground that they can go to the landowner and say, can I farm on this property for 1 year, 2 years, whatever it might be.
For the past century, the Orange County Farm Bureau has served as an advocacy group for local farmers and growers. They also organize the weekly markets. In addition to fruits and vegetables, the markets also invite specialty vendors. It's become a terrific opportunity for local entrepreneurs.
My fiance and I co-own the business. We make fresh pastries, artisan jams, artisan breads, and our signature item, the French macarons. She's a Le Cordon Bleu trained chef, and she does amazing things with sugar and with sweets that you would not believe. And she recently quit working at other people's bakeries to start her own, and last month I left the military after 9 years of service in the Marine Corps, and we decided we wanted to sell our jams and our pastries full time.
My son had just been accepted and just moved out to Chapman in August of last year, and I was like, this is the perfect time for me to be able to launch my company. I don't have to worry about being a full-time mom. He's away in college, and I started perfecting all of the different brittle recipes that I have. So I have a cranberry cinnamon walnut. It's going to taste like a oatmeal cookie. My banana walnut tastes like banana bread. Over here, my lemon cashew brittle that I'd mentioned before, it also tastes like a lemon shortbread cookie, and for a lot of the kids, it tastes like Fruit Loops.
Manager Summer Pope makes sure the market has the right balance of farmers and vendors for the best shopping experience. Before she took on the job as manager, Summer had been a longtime customer.
When I had kids, I started going to the farmer's market. I guess grew up a little bit and realized, okay, what am I eating? What do I want to feed my kids?
Summer learned the importance of eating fresh at an early age. She comes from a farming family.
Well, my family started here in Orange County as watermelon farmers. So I see pictures of my mom on the farm, or her family. So we had a little farm in our backyard. I mean, we had artichokes and strawberries and watermelons and cantaloupes and zucchini.
Those that are left here farming in Orange County have a rich heritage. We have one family that they're on their 3rd generation farming here in Orange County, and frankly, they want to farm here as long as they can.
Find a farmer's market near you and check out their website. Go to orange.cfbf.com. That's orange.cfbf.com.
Hey, welcome back. I was just about to say that some of the markets also have a great selection of fresh cut flowers.
Well, you know that's right, but sorry, my friend, I didn't bring you flowers. I brought you fresh, organic carrots instead.
Oh, thank you. Rich in beta carotene and antioxidants. You really know how to show you care.
Hey, you betcha. Got your back. And that's going to wrap it for this edition of Orange Slices. Thanks for joining us.
And remember, guys, if you have an idea about something or someone that would make a great slice, let us know. Find our Orange Slices page on Facebook. We would love to hear from you.
Until then, I'm Christina Macauley.
And I'm Kyle Kittleson.
We will see you next time.
3, 2.
Oh, wait.
Hey, Kyle, Danny's making you do this again.
It's my fault. I love doing this, so you can do this. I'm gonna keep screwing up.
In 3, 2, 1.
Hey, welcome back.
I stepped on his foot. Are you okay? Are you okay?
I'm fine.
He's like limping.
That's gonna wrap it. Oh, that's right. You did say wrap it.
Yeah, but you know, I'm kind of gangster like that. Like, wrap it. Let's wrap it up. You know you are
I'm
too.
not
Yeah,
a gangster
no,
at
no.
all.
Those carrots, you look very dangerous.
Very non-gangster.
Yeah. And that's going to wrap it up for this edition of Orange Slices. Thanks for joining us.
And remember, if you have an idea about something or someone that would make a great slice, let us know. Find our Orange Slices page on Facebook. We'd love to hear from you. I just went for it. I went for it.
He did.
Not good.
I know. These are never washed.
Yeah, also
Didn't
like
stop
wash
Kyle.
your food before you
Yeah,
eat it.
wash your food,
Yeah.
make sure. Yeah, all the more reason.
They
to
taste
wash them.
organic.
Yeah.
You just have to wash your food.
Yeah, yeah. Rats do it, raccoons do it,
Yeah.
right? They just.
Kyle should do it.
Kyle
like-
doesn't do it.
No, I don't. The only carrot she has is on her ring.
Oh shoot!
There's another one. 2 puns.
Missing about 9 carrots there.
Oh! I have 7, so.
Yeah. Until then, I'm Christina Macauley.
And I'm Kyle Kittleson.
We'll see you next time.
Oh my God.